Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be unlocking Luna's 3C skill, hopefully, and then I'll go over how it works. Because I've just hit level 69, which means I can raise my character to level 70, and now I can begin getting their awakenings to get the 3C skills. So let's begin. So, to unlock the skills, clearly you have to have your characters fight a battle. And it looks kind of interesting. I'm just going to begin with Luna, I guess. So, here we go. So, because she's alone, I'm not even going to bother having to bring her faction buff. Right? She is simply going to move forward, Wing Spiral, and Raging Thunder. And I'm going to turn on Danger Zone, stay outside of the next enemy's range. So with this Awakening Trial, you do get extra stats, right? It says here, all attack and defense stats increase by 65%, and cannot stack with the Fusion Power buff, which is the faction buff. So, and every time an enemy is killed, you get additional stats too. And fully heal. So, with how powerful my Luna is, it's nearly one-shot each character one by one. Oops. That was a mistake. I moved into its Altemuller's AoE attack range. Oh, that might actually get me killed. It does, I think. Oops. So I'm gonna have to load a turn back where I don't place myself in the AoE range. So let's place myself here instead. And that way Luna can one-shot Altemuller. And that will be the first awakening. Oh, and to get the second awakening, I currently don't have enough of these Eternal Moon Splendors yet. So, I'll have to wait a bit. And also have to gather up some more materials. So I guess in 2 days or tomorrow I'll have it done. Alright. So that, nonetheless, that was the first awakening battle. I'll do the second awakening battle tomorrow and we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching everyone. Nitro out. For this part, I am now going to unlock Luna's Hero Awakening to get her new skill, Wind God Realm. And once I have this skill, I'll demonstrate the way it works fully. So, let's begin. Oh, so for this fight you get 3 other characters to use. It's a 3-on-3 battle. Same characters on each side. Let's begin. So, why don't I wait for them to approach? I'm just thinking. Yeah. So, I'm going to turn on Danger Zone, let them approach me, and engage me. And Luna, the enemy Luna is going to move up 3, then 1, 2, 3 to where Tierras is. So I'm just gonna move everyone back a little bit. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I can leave. And let's miracle up. Perfect. So let's start crushing them out at this point. Luna's not much of a threat if you ignore her, but if I can take her out at 2 range, why wouldn't I? Right? So let's see. Let's try attack. Blessing. Let's try Air Slash. Didn't quite go as planned. That's okay. And I'm going to Wind Spiral Luna. After Raging Thunder. And then retreat. Oh, you know what? Let's have Kirikaze roar. The enemy Kirikaze to start. Tiaras should be able to finish off the Hurtle. The Hurtle, finish off Kirikaze. And then Luna attacks the enemy Tiaras. But really, the key was the first turn retreat. That just set up the fight to be easily finished. And there we go. So with this, both of the awakening battles are complete. Luna has been successfully awakened and she now has the Wind God Realm skill with the exclusive animation. So, I'm going to equip this skill now, and it's really meant to replace Wind Spiral, right? So let's equip that and test it out. I'm now going to go into a Twisted Fate battles to do some testing because these battles don't use any stamina. And I have already done various testing to figure this out, so I'm going to use these Twisted Fate battles to explain the way Wind God Realm works. And the way I'm going to start it off is with explaining the skill before doing the testing. First of all, Wind God Realm, the skill description is incorrect. It says the first 2 effects are just like Wind Spiral, right? You replace your attack with 1.5 times magic defense, but the new effect is that it can't be dispelled and it lasts for 6 turns rather than the Wind Spiral, which only lasts 4, I think it was. So there's several other turns that it lasts, right? Second though, just like Wind Spiral, it does have the effect of after use you can move an extra 3 blocks and attack again. However, it does have a new effect, where it says, when other flyer allies pass within 2 block radius of you, gains 2 chances to mitigate mobility reduction for 2 turns. Be aware that this skill description is actually incorrect. Okay? It's not when other flyer allies, it's when non-flyer allies pass within 2 blocks of you. So, to show that, I'm going to first use Altemuller with flyer soldiers. Right? So I'm going to Wind God Realm Luna next to Alt, and let's observe what happens. So in this case, Alt can only move 5 tiles regardless of direction, right? So he's not affected by Wind God Realm at all. And if you actually take a look at the, I guess, buff description, that's what it says. When other non-flying allies pass through terrain within 2 blocks of yourself, gain 2 chances to mitigate mobility reduction. So that's what it does. Alright. So let's retreat. Flyer allies aren't affected, first of all. Secondly, let's now try with Altemuller bringing Phalanx soldiers. So he's a flyer, but the soldiers are Phalanx. Right? Now, here is where it gets interesting. I'm going to have Luna win God Realm right here. Okay? So, what happens? If I move Alt North, he can actually move 5 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? If I choose to move left or right, however, or south, I can only move 4 tiles. Why is that? Because Luna's skill only applies to the 2 blocks within Luna's range. So what this means is Alt moves 1 tile, costing 0 movement. Then he uses then he's out of range of Luna's skill, so he uses 1 movement, 2 movement, and 3 movement. So it was 3 movement, 1 movement, 2 movement, 3 movement, right? Whereas if he moves north, it's 3 movement, then 1, 2, 3. Or 3 movement, 1, 2, 3, or 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right? So that's how it works in this case. Now, here's another very interesting example then. I'm going to retreat here. And we can see that in that case, the soldiers got that free movement, so they were able to move. And Altemuller remained at 5 movement. So the soldiers had 3 movement, Altemuller had 5, but because of the dynamic of the movement mitigation, Altemuller was able to move 5 tiles in total. That was applied to the Phalanx soldiers. So the next test is going to be Mightiest Knight one more time. And this time around, I am going to bring Leon with Angel soldiers, who are technically flyer soldiers, right? So I'm going to begin. And what I'm going to do here is have Luna win God Realm to the right. Or to the left, sorry. And let's see. Leon can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's able to move 7 tiles in this direction. So Angel soldiers do benefit from Win God Realm. Okay. Now, here's an interesting thing. I can't move through these city wall tiles, right? But if I retreat, if I just go back a little and place Luna here, Leon can move through this city wall tiles without issue. So why is that? Well, let's count tiles once again, right? Keep in mind that Luna's skill only affects within the 2 tiles next to her. So what happens here is 1 movement, 2 movement, 3, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, right? Or 1, 2, 3. So that's why I was able to move through the city wall, because this tile did not cost me any of Leon's actual movement. But if I once again place Luna onto this tile, what happens? Well, 1, 2, this movement was free. And then if I move up to here, this tile's not within 2 blocks of Luna. So it took up the remaining 3 movement that Leon had. So it was 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 4, 5 to move into this tile. Right? So that's why Leon gets stuck here. And if I try to get into this tile, what happens is 1 movement, 2 movements, 0 movement costs, 0 movement costs, right? So free tile number 1, free tile number 2, then it cost me 3 movement to get into the city wall. So that's why with Luna positioned on this tile, I cannot move through the city wall, whereas if Luna was positioned here, I could get through very smoothly. the other thing I want to mention here is take a look at this cavalry general. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So what happened here is 1, 2, 3. It's interesting here because I'm actually not sure exactly how this is working. I think 3, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Yeah. So what's happening here is this tile is free to move, this tile is free to move, then this costs 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5 to move through. And that's why this cavalry can move 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why this cavalry movement is kind of limited and a little bit odd in how it worked. So we can see that you get free movement as long as you move within 2 tiles of Luna as a result. So the final thing to show is how this skill works with Act Again after you attack, like Leon's Act Again or Move Again and so on. So let's go into a different battle to demonstrate this. So I'm going to keep Leon in this fight along with Luna. Right? And what I'm going to do is, for the first test, I'm going to have Luna activate her Wind God Realm right here. So let's see what happens. Okay. Leon can move 7 initially, right? Free movement, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let's say attack this. So if I do so, I get to retreat 3 tiles, and I benefit from that once again. So movement costs 1, movement costs 2, free movement, movement costs 3. So Leon can retreat 5 tiles as long as 2 of the tiles are within Luna's movement range. Right. So in total, I got to move what? 17 tiles? 12 tiles. 12 tiles. So I moved 7 initially, then retreated 5. So that was the first example. So clearly, Wind God Realm works with Act Again skills. The second example I'm going to do is with Landius. And I'm going to have Landius bring his Move Again skill. So with this setup, Landius is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to attack this magic cannon. Let's try that first. So Luna will Wind God Realm right here, and we'll see what happens. Or let's actually Wind God Realm right here. Right. So Landius moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to attack. He's down to 0 mobility. Let's see what happens. Landius does not get to act again because there was no lack. He can only move again after attacking when mobility is not 0. Since it was 0 in this case, he can't move. However, it's interesting to note that this magic cannon, which has 0 mobility, actually benefits from Wind God Realm. So he can move. There's the free movement and the free movement, so he can actually move 2. There's no other movement in any other directions because it's movement outside of Luna's Wind God Realm effect, right? So, interesting point. This 0 movement character can actually move 2 tiles in Luna's Wind God Realm effects range. Next, I am going to now test. I'm going to retreat this and test out Landius if he has 6 movement. So I'm going to swap their positions and do the same test. With 6 movement, Landius should be able to move 3 tiles. Right. So I'm going to place Luna here once again. Enter. And now Langrisser is moving 6 tiles to attack. So that act again triggers, and he does get to move 3 tiles, right? So free movement, then his final action, or free movement, and his final action. Or if he doesn't move into Luna's range, he can move 1 tile, you know, because this tile is outside of Luna's range, so he doesn't get any free movement. Or he can move south, and once again, no free movement, right? And once again, this magic cannon can move the 2 tiles for free, as long as he's within Luna's Wind God Realm range. So, the final thing is, clearly, because the magic cannon could move, it also means that 0 movement characters, like Jessica, could move in Luna's Wind God Realm range as well, right? So to test that quickly, I am just going to oh, whoops. Dropped the wrong skills on Jessica. Sorry about that. But Jessica would function exactly like the cannons. Okay. So if I have Jessica bring her Divine Bestowment skill and begin, let's see what happens. So the first turn, she has to activate Divine Bestowment. And I'm going to Wind God Realm Luna. And just end turn. So with this, Luna can move 2 tiles and then attack, right? So we can see that the Wind God Realm skill is working out. Now, the final thing I'm going to demonstrate though is what happens if let's see, I'm just going to go back. So in this case, Luna activates her Wind God Realm a little bit further away, so that unfortunately Jessica is not within the 2-block range of Luna. And then obviously in this case, young Jessica won't be able to move at all, right? Because she doesn't have any free movement tiles, and so her 0 mobility leaves her stuck in place. And since this Wind God Realm buff effect only lasts 1 turn, if I move Luna closer, it's Jessica actually benefited somehow. Interesting. That buff effect was supposed to end, but Luna got to move. But Jessica got to move anyways. So it lasts even though it lasts through the turn is what happens. You see. So we see here, now that it's the turn where the buff is completely gone, young Jessica doesn't get any opportunity to move at all here. Right? So that was an interesting thing to see, right? Even though the turn only lasted even it technically, I guess, lasts 2 turns rather than just 1 for that Wind God Realm special effect. Okay, so that pretty much covers all the situations of the way Wind God Realm works. The final thing I'm going to mention then is a few follow-up points. So clearly, because it works for both your first action and then any move again actions, it works with things like move again, it works with things like spirit boost that allows you to move after attacking a target. And of course, it will work with Zerida's faction buff, right? Because Zerida's faction buff does provide the Wind God Realm effect. Right? The second thing is, while it does not work for flyers like Altemuller, it does work on the soldiers if Altemuller decides to bring non-flyer soldiers. So temporarily, with the Wind God Realm effect, Altemuller was actually able to move 5 tiles, even with phalanxes, right? Because the phalanx gets to ignore 2 movements, 2 blocks of movement, and then Altemuller would use his 5 full mobility. And then of course, it would act with any new turn effect, like Liana's Act Again. So that pretty much covers all the situations that I see where this could work. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful. And on that note, Nitro out.